All right, hello everyone, welcome back. This is a marathon lesson here, lots of videos for this lesson, and we're going to continue on with our work here with radicals and stuff like that. So in exercises 16 to 18, we have a bunch of different directions here. So 16 asks us to rewrite 1 over the square root of x minus 5 in an equivalent form with a rational expression in the denominator. In other words, this is just asking us to rationalize the denominator. Okay, so you've already seen the example. Whoops, careful, I don't want to extend the square root too far there. So you've already seen an example of that right here in the previous lesson, letter B. So again, why don't you guys go ahead and try this one on your own. Pause the video and try it. So here again, we're going to multiply by the conjugate. So it'll be root x plus 5 over root x plus 5 like this, which results in root x plus 5 in the numerator because it's just multiplying with the 1 there. And then this will distribute, so it'll be root x times root x, which will be x, well, root x squared, right? And then root x times a plus 5x, well, plus 5 root x. And then minus 5 times root x, and minus 5 times 5, so minus 25. Okay. The middle terms cancel. Square root of x squared gives us just x, and then minus 25. And there's our answer, rationalized. Okay. 17 asks us to solve the radical equation that you see right there. Be sure to check for extraneous solutions. Now in this case, our radical is in the denominator. So let's try and get it out of there. What can I do to both sides to get that radical expression out of the denominator? Well, if we're dividing by this quantity, let's go ahead and multiply both sides by root x plus 3. Okay, those cancel. We're left with 3. And then 1 times root x plus 3 is just root x plus 3. Now what? Try and solve it from here. Okay, hopefully you did. Try and solve it here. We're going to square to get rid of that square root. And so we have 9 equals x plus 3. And we'll subtract 3 on both sides and get x equals 6. Now, again, it says to check, so we need to make sure we check. So let's plug it back in. 3 and back into the very original problem here. 6 plus 3 is 9. And what's the square root of 9? It's 3. Does 3 over 3 equal 1? Yes, it does. So we know our answer is right. All right, 18. Without solving the radical equation, root x plus 5 plus 9 equals 0, how could you tell that it has no real solution? Well, go ahead, take a minute, pause the video, and see what you can figure out just by looking at the situation there. Again, they ask you not to solve it. Just take a look at it and see what's going to happen. So here's how we can kind of look at this, right? I know it says without solving, but I'm going to solve it just a little bit, right? If we subtract 9 on both sides here, we're going to get the square root of x plus 5 equals negative 9. Now, when you square root, when you have a square root like this, we're only going to end up with positive answers. So whatever we have in here, when I square root it, the answer is going to be positive, but I'm looking for a negative 9 to be my answer. This is where we can see that there's no real solution. Okay, then what? Let's just see. So let's just solve it. Square both sides, you get x plus 5 equals 81. Subtract 5 on both sides. Get x equals 76. Plug 76 in. 76 plus 5 is 81. Square root of 81 is 9. 9 plus 9 does not equal 0. So you can see that that doesn't work. Okay? And that concludes the videos. So thanks guys for sticking with me. That was a lot. We'll see you next lesson.